Hello, and welcome to the information guide for LB3 Lubbock Businesses Bounce Back, which is the City of Lubbock's small business grant program for businesses impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Today, we will cover what LB3 is, what the eligibility requirements are, and how a small business can apply for the funding. LB3 is only available for small businesses located within the city limits of Lubbock, Texas. In this video, we will discuss who is eligible to receive grant funds, the eligible uses of grant funds, the requirements and terms and conditions of grant funds, and finally, how to apply for and obtain grant funds. This fund was created by the City of Lubbock for small businesses that are located within the city limits of Lubbock. The business needs to be at least 1 year in operation and currently operating. You will document operation by submitting a complete copy of your 2020 business tax return. The business will also need to document how the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted the business. This can be the initial impact of the pandemic or the after effects it has caused. Initially, only small businesses who did not receive other pandemic funding will be considered eligible. In order to apply, you will need to certify that your business did not receive any of the following funding sources: SBA Paycheck Protection Program, also known as PPP, SBA Economic Injury Disaster Loan, also known as EIDL, EIDL, 2020 Support Lubbock Fund Small Business Loan, City of Lubbock 2020 Micro Grant Program, or Lubbock County ARPA Small Business Relief. If you do not receive any of those funds, you are eligible for LB3. The amount of grant funds that your small business can apply for will be determined by your annual gross revenue for the business. SPAG will verify the amount using your 2020 tax return, which is submitted with your application. The annual gross revenue is easily found on the first page of your business tax return and is sometimes referred to as gross receipts or sales. If your small business is filed as a sole proprietorship in your personal tax returns, you will need a complete copy of that personal tax return, including all pages, especially Schedule C, profit or loss from business. In the application itself, you will be asked to identify what you plan to use the grant proceeds on. Any of the items on this screen are eligible, including any costs related to public health improvements such as PPE, working capital for the business. This includes payroll, rent, utilities, etc., and any inventory for the business. If awarded, you will execute a grant agreement certifying that your small business will use the grant funds for an eligible use. Following your award, you will be asked to submit at least one report to SPAG identifying the categories in which you utilize grant funds. To summarize, SPAG has made the LB3 application process very simple. Our objective is ease of use for your small business in a few easy steps. Step 1, access the online application at www.caprock504.org. Step 2, complete the online application. Step 3, gather your 2020 business tax return and other required attachments. Step 4, complete and certify all statements. Step 5, upload the tax return, attachments, and all certified statements. Step 6, click Submit. Now that your application has been submitted, SPAG will review and process complete applications on a first-come, first-served basis. Once the application is approved, the grant applicant will receive a grant agreement for execution. Return the signed agreement to SPAG to begin the funding process. Please allow 30 days for disbursement of funds. Lastly, grant recipients will be required to submit a quarterly report to include updates and how funds assisted the small business. Thank you for your interest in LB3, Lubbock Businesses Bounce Back Grant Program. Should you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please contact our team at lb3@spag.org. Thank you.